Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back again.
And as always, guys, please do subscribe to both channels, Evolutionary Energy Arts, which is in timeout for 5 more days before we can post anything there, unless they find something else to say it doesn't go along with the WHO agenda.
Yeah, they just kind of make the rules as they go, but, you know, that's the life right now.
Yeah, they are always spanking. You know, they're spank heavy.
Especially if something is threatening them.
Yes, exactly. So EEARTS is right now we're covering both things, basically the news, what's happening, along with the spiritual side and the hidden history on EEARTS. Since we don't have Evolutionary, we'll kind of go back to splitting it as long as we're able to with Evolutionary. So do subscribe to both channels. And this time we want to share a message from the guides that came through yesterday. And before we do that, just want to preface looking at some of the info out there. Obviously, it is shocking to some to see what's happening. And I've had so many conversations with normal, average people that are not CONS piracy theorists, just people out there, you know, usually it's in the shopping line, saying, wow, what do you think's going on? And getting their take on things. And you know, there's a lot of people out there, that still don't have a single clue. They don't have a clue. They think it might get better tomorrow. It might just all go back to normal tomorrow. And we know that's not the case.
No, it's like a slow yet steady increase in stress among the human psyche. And plain and simple, we need to focus our attention on the positive, because this train wreck is coming whether we want it to or not. Our job is to contain ourselves on the inside to adjust what's happening on the outside.
Yeah, life is like a train ride to Siberia. You know, we're on a train ride to Siberia, and you know what? We could see all of a sudden, you know, there's problems on the tracks ahead. We're going to get derailed. Well, you could look at it like, oh no, I'm stuck in Siberia. This is horrible. Or you could say, what a beautiful wilderness. It's time for a walk.
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways of handling it.
Absolutely. It's all about how we react to it. Mm-hmm. Inflation rose 8.6% in May. That's the highest since 1981. And, you know, the 80s, personally, I thought they were fabulous. I know many of you guys haven't, well, maybe were born in the 80s, actually. But, yeah, the 80s, love the 80s. I keep getting these one-hit wonder songs in my head that won't go away. U.S. consumer sentiment slumps to record low on inflation woes. Yes, the amount of people that think things are going just fine is getting lower and lower and lower. And, you know, that's good that people are finally waking up and starting to, you know, question things. You got to question everything in this world. Question everything. Do not just accept anything blindly. Oh, I wish I had this picture of Trudeau and Newsom. You know, it was the two of them basically giving a little speech together like, yeah, we have a plan for you. Oh, we know about that. Oh yeah, we don't. No. I mean, talk about. I mean, those two can really shovel the. You know what? Demand for random crap suddenly vanished, taking everybody by surprise. Yeah, so that is a big telltale sign. When people start saying things like, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. This house is just fine. At least we got a roof over our head. You know, when they stop looking forward at the things that they want to get and then start realizing we better just stock up on basics because who knows what's going to come next. Then all those extra things, all of a sudden, they're just sitting there. Nobody's buying them anymore because people are afraid of spending $200 for gas a week, or, you know, gosh knows how much for food.
Right. And that's really, really important. the whole food aspect, you know, people are, they budget. So they have to be very, very smart with their money and their intake of things. So that's what's going on now.
Absolutely. You know, and I saw too that they were talking about the price of wood. Remember we were talking about the price of wood? And it was just at a time when, we're going to do some things in this house and spend some money on wood. And yeah, everything was available. The plywood was super expensive. The other stuff, sure, it went up a little bit. Well, now it might come crashing on down because nobody's going to be doing anything with projects because, again, roof over the head, heat in the winter, AC in the summer, food, that's all people are going to be thinking about.
Right. So demand for certain things goes down, and therefore if they want to sell it, they have to adjust to that.
Exactly. Even the cost to move things is going down. Now, this is all kind of almost counterintuitive with the cost of, gas and oil and everything going through the roof. And they've already told us that the combustion engine is going to be a thing of the past, but this is the thing of the future. Your smartphones, which, of course, they want you having that in your hand at all times, always with the tracking turned on. Do you guys know how to turn off the tracking? Well, definitely look into that if you're walking around. It shocked me years ago when I got into Facebook and I looked at Facebook and it showed me zigzagging all over Sarasota. This was like 2017. And it shocked me. I could see all the restaurants I had been to. Every time I went to the beach, you could see the path and I could say, okay, that's when I rode the bike 13 miles this way. And they knew everything. And then, of course, I got rid of my Facebook. We do have one Facebook just so we could talk to people on Messenger and find people. But we don't utilize it. We don't update ourselves. We don't say, hey, guys, we're over here now. It's like Big Brother doesn't need to know where we are. Well, Nokia's CEO says humans are to be implanted with 6G chips. So when 6G comes, it's paving the way for chips. So your phones are going to go bye-bye. You're going to have a visual interface where you'll be able to actually literally see things in your mind. They were showing a chimp playing Pong. That's going to be humans very, very soon. You're going to have people that are going to love this. Techies are going to be like, wait a minute, I could just sit on the couch all day long and play games. Call of Duty 24/7. Even in my sleep, maybe I could play Call of Duty. And then you wonder why people are so trained to actually pull the TRIGGER. So much of it is training from the gaming and treating life like it's nothing. And that's that desensitization. And they also are getting you ready for the virtual world, because they want you to value the virtual world over this world, the world that Source has originally intended for us, Source God with a big G, and of course it's been hijacked by these draconian influences, and Sita's probably sensing a gray or something creeping about in the backyard. So yeah, and the time frame is again 2030. 2030 is the timeline. That makes me think of our buddy Dave, Adapt 2030. As we've had many conversations with him lately about how everything's going full bore. So we're going to play for you guys the message from the guides. And to get this out of the way, just want to encourage everybody. We appreciate your support on Patreon and also on Ko-Fi, because like anytime you do a news video, it gets demonetized. So basically every video that we do, there's no ad revenue that comes in for these things, or virtually nothing. It's literally less than a visit to the dollar menu, and you got to pick out one or two things every day, and which we don't eat off the dollar menu anyway, because it's full of nanu and not good for you. And also do check out Medicinal Foods. There is stuff that is good for you over there. And so we are going to play for you this message. It comes in from the mothers, which is a portion of our guides. There we go.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And by the way, the one that's doing the speaking is actually Mother Mary.
Who do we have with us this time?
We do enjoy having all the mothers
here with us speaking through this vessel, each mother having her unique healing frequency to attribute through this vessel. We are able to see many people are experiencing fear in these times, with concern over being able to meet basic needs in your home over the next coming months and years. As you wish to come here and have your separate experience from Source, an experience all your own, it is now time, as your conscious collective has its own experiences, it is wishing to have a more connected experience with others. The electronics that they have given you to monitor your daily activities and keep you more connected with others have created a disconnect from humanity that is becoming more difficult for the human soul to accept. This energy that you're experiencing now is that which is asking for acceptance and closeness to your fellow man, for there is comfort in experiencing creation together as one. Many of you have been experiencing rather large amounts of healing energies, anxieties, recalling situations that were simply unacceptable that have happened in your life and rewriting them in a way where they can be processed to bring closure. These are normal for the human soul to calculate and integrate, as all of your energies and your traumas must be contained within your vessel. Your vessel must find acceptance with these energies that it contains. You all have the ability to assist one another in this process, and your collective consciousness is feeling this craving to help one another with your healing and your experience. Please be understanding and accepting of one another's separate experience, for it is only for a short time before you come back to the higher self and the oneness of all. All of these experiences are to ultimately be embraced, for it is your growth. It is your growth that you are experiencing. We understand it on this level as a whole. We have a greater understanding. We do see and feel your pain, and we are all asking that you release it to us. We are here, we have been here in different times, different areas of your planet to bring our vast amounts of healing. We ask that you tune into this transmission and accept the healing that can be channeled through this vessel. This will assist you in finding peace with all the chaos that is happening and being created on your planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
So that was the message from the mothers. That was Mother Mary that was speaking through Cindy, but they were all there with her. And again, it's a group of 8 or 9 different entities typically that come through. And I thought that was interesting too that she mentioned, again, this is going to be a time where they always are trying to divide us. That's a given. But really what we have to do is come together. And you are going to have some chaotic events going on. Absolutely. You're going to have, obviously, conflict with the different countries, conflict with the division within the countries, the left-right dichotomy, all that. And then you're going to have also, this random rampage of people that will take advantage of situations. But what we need to do is really band together more than ever. And Cindy and we're on an island by ourselves out here in so many ways. We don't have any family members, any friends really close by and all. And yeah, it would be great to have people closer to us. And those of you and we do have many friends that decided to go back to be close to family, go back to be close to friends in these times, as that was what their gut was telling them. Again, their intuition, which again is just basically listening to your guides in many cases. So it is going to be all about pulling together. We'll cover more of this in upcoming video, but just a great discussion with David Devine. And then again, David's video from yesterday I thought was really good. And just talking again, if you want to look to the future, we always look to the past, because what's been done in the past will be done again. And, when he was talking about, well, how did people start to get out of the Great Depression when things were so bad? They banded together. There was even signs that said, need a haircut? Don't have cash? Come in, we'll work something out. That type of thinking out of the box. And shop owners, don't have money to pay for food? What do you have? Whatever you have, bring it in. Do you have, a watch? Do you have, earrings? I mean, people start to do barter and trade, and even just, working directly. Well, I got a leaky roof. Can you help me with that? Yeah, of course. I've done carpentry. That's how we're going to come together at a time when they are trying to drive us apart. And we're going to grow things together, and we're going to build things together, and a new society will slowly start to come up as an alternative. And it makes me think about the WEF and that article, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And in that, the person that's writing for the WEF, she says, I think about those people outside of these big, beautiful megacities that we live in, and I feel bad for them. And yeah, no, those are the people that are going to be free, not around all the, connectivity. They're going to be the people that don't have these little things in their hands and their, who knows where they're going to stick it. But that's their plan. Their next plan is you're not going to need a smartphone anymore. You're not going to have to upgrade your smartphone. Maybe we'll get a chip upgrade here or there. Maybe you'll get downloads directly into your body. That's what's planned next, and that's planned for 2030. So, we're 7.5 years away from that timeline. There's a lot of time in between now and then. There's a lot of time for people to totally get out of the system, because the trap is the technology.
Mm-hmm. It is. And, they spent a whole lot of time getting us really attached to our phones. So they're very methodical in their approaches. How many times do you think during the day, well, where's my phone? I need to have my phone in my hand. And believe me, that was very, very deliberate. So I think what is a good idea is to just turn our phones off, put it in the drawer, check messages once a day as needed.
Yeah. And, if I could say from experience, I was so used to always checking my phone. I was looking for it yesterday. I said, where's my phone? And I said, oh, well, I realized it's still in the spot where I left it the other day because I haven't looked at it for over 12 hours awake, not including the time that we were sleeping, because I turned off service on it. So the only thing I use it for is really just like voice recordings and pictures. And so you could still do some things over Wi-Fi, but I don't have a number anymore. And so I don't take it with me anywhere anymore. And it does feel a little bit like you're naked when you're out there and you might not have your phone on you. You start thinking, what about emergencies? Because there's no phone on corners anymore because they want you carrying it so they have an ID number for you anywhere you go. But it feels freeing. And I know it's just a step in where we're going. And so, Cindy's doesn't have 4G capability, but it's falling apart. And so we'll probably try to get an old flip just to have something, although of course they're trying to do away with all those. They want all the top new technology, and it's not for you, it's for them. So again, ultimately, when we look to these ancient civilizations in Golden Age and even in the High Silver Age, we see all the building is done with natural materials. People are building with these gigantic monolithic bricks and things. They're living in harmony with nature because that's the experience we came here to do. It's not the technology and everything, because ultimately you can go anywhere you want at any period in time if your Merkaba is fully developed. But I just wanted to bring this message to you guys. We will try to get another message up later in the day after we go through work with a full schedule of people. Again, anybody needs to reach us, it's evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail.com or EEARTS@protonmail.com. Please allow usually 2-3 weeks for Vedic astrology charts, and maybe a little bit earlier as far as any sort of spiritual coaching or energy work. We hope that you found this useful and informative. May you guys be blessed with abundant peace, love, and happiness. Keep your spirits up in these times and be ready, as always.
God bless and namaste.
Namaste.